What's going on, guys? So one thing I've noticed recently that I kind of wanted to get into was how busy we all are in this day and age, and commitments, and we're all trying to get ahead, and things aren't easy right now. Haven't been for a while, but it seems like a lot of guys are just using that as an excuse to kind of put their whatever they need to improve about themselves on the back burner, and and slack, basically, for lack of a better word. I don't know how many dudes I hear like, "Oh, my kids keep me so busy. My kids this, my family that. I can't go to the gym because my family is for all intents and purposes, they're saying their family's holding them back. I can't get that business off the ground because family, personal commitments and things like that, and I don't have time, and I don't have the bandwidth and that kind of stuff. I can't do this, I can't do that, and I let my health go to the wayside, I let my career fall to the wayside, I basically, for all, what it means is I'm putting everybody else before myself and using them as a crutch for saying this is why I'm not bettering myself. And I get it, man. I get how busy things can get. My life is hectic as shit. I got, family stuff. I got things I'm trying to build and work on. This is one of them. You know what I mean? It seems like I've always got 100 things or 1,000 things going on at one time. But I have to look at the big picture and what my goals are in life and where I'm trying to get, and all the work that I've put in to get where I'm at, where I want to be, and what my future vision, what my mission in life looks like. And I have got to be able to make that stuff happen. It has to be a non-negotiable for me and for you if you have a mission and a purpose and something that you want to accomplish and something that you want to achieve. It has to be a non-negotiable. It has to be a boundary, and it has to be a hard line in the sand that no matter what, I'm going to work to get this stuff done. And so many guys are using, mostly their kids as an excuse not to, when you should be using that as your why or as your purpose. And I'm not a big advocate of doing things for anybody else. If you're doing something, if you first and foremost want to get in shape, which is I think where it all starts, that's really where you want to start out when it comes to improving yourself. If your physical fitness and your health is lacking, that's number one problem you need to fix. Health is wealth, and you'll see so many other things in life fall in line once you start getting in shape. It's not a magic elixir or anything for all your problems, but it does not hurt. It needs to be for you. You need to do this for you. You can't do it to impress somebody else. You can't do it to make anyone else happy. You need to do it because it's what you want to do, and you owe it to yourself. But the natural outcome of that is you're going to be a better dad. You're going to be more active. You're going to be able to attack problems. You're going to have the energy and the focus and the mental wherewithal to do it because you are in shape. You're going to be around longer. You're going to be more active. You're going to be able to walk your daughter down the aisle and dance with her at her wedding. You're going to be able to play actively with your grandkids someday, these are all my goals, right? These are all things that I fully intend to be able to do someday. And more. The things that I want to accomplish ahead of me far outweigh the things that I've already accomplished to this point. And I'll be damned if I'm going to use anyone or anything as an excuse as to why I can't. And that includes my kids. I couldn't imagine looking my kids in the eye and telling them, I am not who I want to be because of you. It would kill me if somebody looked me in the eye and told me that I was the source of whatever in life was holding them back. right? I couldn't imagine doing that to another person. And whenever you use your kids or you use your family as an excuse to not go out and get it and get what you want and achieve your goals, that's basically what you're doing, is you're telling them that they're an anchor on your life. You're telling yourself that these people are an anchor on your life. They're just dragging you down and they're keeping you from being your best self. And that breeds resentment and everything that comes from that. And that's basically what you're doing. So what you need to do is reframe, take a look at the big picture, and figure out how you can make it work, even while having a family and other commitments and things like that. And I get that it's easier said than done. I'm sitting here as a very extremely busy person, and I'm telling you, I don't have time to go out and build my body and get in shape and stuff like that. It takes no time to eat less. That's the best place to start, is in the kitchen. It takes zero time or external effort to eat better. It might take you having to talk some shit and set some boundaries and say, this is the way I'm going to do it now. The rest of you in the house can eat like shit. That's your prerogative. I'm not going to do it anymore. And you might have to meal prep a couple meals here and there. It doesn't take a lot of time. We got so many convenient tools out there now. I got grills and air fryers and ovens and portable Blackstones and everything else that I can use. And meal prep for me is a breeze. You know, and I eat the best out of everybody in my household, minus like one other person, and still. So I don't want to hear that. I'm not going to sit and listen to it, any excuses about it, because I am a busy person, also raising kids, also married, also with a professional life, trying to build a business on the side and do all these different things, and have a personal life balance, trying to, you know, have friends, because I believe so having a social circle is also important, supporting hobbies, trying to read books, learn things, develop myself in all kinds of different ways, and I find ways to make time to do it. Does that mean I had to go out and delete Twitter off my, or X, whatever the hell you want to call it, off my phone, so I quit doom scrolling for like 2 hours a day? Yeah, because it frees up 2 hours of my day. And it was such a dopamine cleanse that I like my mental health improved. You know what I mean? Does it mean that I don't have to watch some of the garbage slop that's on Netflix once in a while? You know, it's good for you to sit with your wife once in a while, chill out and watch a show here and there. Sure. But I'm not going to sit and watch every friggin' TV show. That's time that I can be spent doing other stuff. You know what I mean? So you got to find the wasteful time. I guarantee, if you sat and you logged everything you did for a week, you would find plenty of time that you could free up to go to the gym a couple times a week and meal prep some food and sit and learn about nutrition. I mean, you found time to sit and watch my video, right? Which I'm hoping has given you enough of a kick in the ass and, you know, some knowledge to get out and do this stuff. So you got to make the time, and you got to quit using other people as an excuse, and instead make them your reason why. Look at your kids and look at where they're headed in life, and look at the example that you want to set for them, and look at the things that you want to do with them when they're older. Do you want to be around for that? Do you want to be your optimized best self for that? Because the route I was on once upon a time, when I was fat and out of shape and unhealthy and going to the hospital because I thought I was dying over something that was really not a big deal and just something caused by my own lazy fatness. I'll tell you what, I wasn't on that path. I wasn't heading in a place where I was going to be my best self and be around for my kids. At least not in the way that I wanted to be. You know, I don't want to be fat dad. I didn't want to be fat grandfather. And so that was what I made my focus. And you got to find that thing. What are you going to make your focus? And I personally always recommend starting with your fitness and your health. I think it all starts there. It creates this domino effect in your life where things can just drastically improve. They say health is wealth for a reason. It's 100% true. I wholeheartedly believe that. I noticed when I lost weight and I lost all this fat and I kept working on building muscle and I got more energy, I noticed that mentally I became a lot more clear and a lot more focused. I was able to dial in on things that I needed to dial in on. I was able to get the motivation to do things that I didn't have before, like working on this, right? I had the confidence and the courage to put myself out there and try to sit and come up with ideas and get back into things, active things that I hadn't done in so long. And it's just like this new revitalized energy and appreciation for life that I was severely lacking because I was unhealthy and felt like shit all the time. You know? So that's where I always recommend starting. If you're fat, if you're out of shape, if you're not doing good health-wise, if you know you're eating, and we're like, well, dude, we all know what we're doing wrong. Okay, when I was fat and I was overeating, I knew, like, I didn't sit down and eat a slice of pizza and someone tell me, like, or slice my ass, sit and eat a pizza and someone tell me, you know, it's bad for you, right? I wasn't like, what? This is bad? This is unhealthy? You know, sit down and eat a slice of carrot cake or whatever. It's like, you know, that'll make you fat, right? What? No, this is like an alternative to a salad. That's not what I thought. I knew that shit was bad. You know what you're doing is damaging. You know overeating is damaging. You know that eating calorically dense, sugary-assed seed oil and cream and whatever laden food is not good for you, but you eat it anyway. You know the stuff you need to cut out. You know not going to the gym is not as good as going to the gym. You know not going for a run or a bike or a swim is, you would benefit from that stuff. You know this. Everybody knows this. This is the 2026, guys. We hear it all every day. It's all over the place. You know, we know what it takes. We choose not to do it. And every day that you wake up and you don't do anything about your health is a choice. So you gotta get that. I always recommend getting that dialed in first. Get in shape first. Or at least get started getting in shape first and start building some habits and getting down that path. Just do better today than you did yesterday. And keep your purpose in front of you. If that's your kids, which if you're a dad, you know, there's no better motivation than I'm going to be around for my kids because it's what I want to do. It's what they need, but it's what I want to do. I'm doing it for me. Because you always do it for yourself. You know, if you're going to sit, you're going to eat cake for yourself. That's your choice. You might as well flip my shit off right now. You're wasting your time listening to me if you just want affirmation that eating like shit, not working out, and not building anything in your life is good for you. So, but, you know, start working on that now and get down a path and create some good habits. And then start working on something else. Start working on something to free up some more of your time or make yourself some more money. You know what I mean? Do you want to work in an office till you hopefully retire, if not just die? You know what I mean? I know I don't. There's no doubt in my mind the last thing I want to do is make money for somebody else the rest of my life. You know? And that's why I'm doing this. Is it working? I don't know. I'm talking to basically zeros right now. Nobody. You know? The 12, 13, whatever of you listening to this right now. You know? But in the future, who knows? But I'm putting myself out there and I have a lot that I can help people with because I've done this. Because I was you before. I've been in the chair. I've been sitting right where you sat. I am talking shit. Don't take it personally. I'm talking shit to my old self here. I'm only saying this stuff because I have been you. I have been the dad not doing what he needs to do. I have been the guy failing his family. I've sat in that chair. I've been there. And that's why I have no guilt about talking shit right now. You know what I mean? Because I did it and I know you can too. And you can start working toward building new systems in your life to make it better. You know, it's a long haul. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You want me? I can throw every cliche in the book at you about it. It's not going to happen overnight. And that's a big problem a lot of people have, is they just get too discouraged when things don't work out right away. Like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be sitting here talking out into the ether and writing. I write on Substack. I try to throw a link down below. I try to write and I try to put out content, and people see it or they don't. As long as I can get a couple of you to come at me and say, hey man, you made a difference in my life, it's worth it. You know what I mean? And I know I will reach people at some point. Because you guys need to hear it. You guys need to hear the truth. And you need people that aren't babying you and aren't going to sit here and sugarcoat everything and tell you it's going to be okay. Because it's fucking not. If you don't let it. If you don't put it forth any effort and you don't try to make everything go the way you want and build your own luck, it's not going to be okay for the most part. Nobody's, another cliche incoming, nobody's coming to save you. We hear that one all the time, but shit is true. You got to do it yourself, and you got to put your purpose in front of you, and you got to quit using the people that you love as an excuse, because you're slapping them in the face. You need to use them as the reason why you're going to get out and you're going to get this done, because you can do it. Because I did it. I was down and I was out and I was feeling sorry for myself, and I'd had a rough go of things in life, and I took a look in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw, and I set out and I did something about it. And it wasn't perfect. I'm still learning. You will learn forever. You will learn till you're dead. That's my goal. If I'm not learning till I'm dead, this isn't worth doing. You know what I mean? But I want to help people along the way, because there were people that helped me along the way, whether they know they did it or not, by posting things or, things I've read, or just I've heard fitness advice or life advice from strangers having an adjacent conversation that I just happened to be passing by. And I owe those, people, and I repay it by paying it forward. So I hope you guys listen to this. I hope you guys quit using the people you love as an excuse, or other things in your life as an excuse, and take a look in the mirror. Decide to use them as the reason why you need to move forward. And you start working at it. You start working on yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve to do it for yourself, and you deserve to do it for them. They're going to be better because you decided to put yourself first and put your health first. You deserve to be selfish in this, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Work on yourself, get your fitness in right, and get everything else starts falling into place. I promise you. And go ahead, go down, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys got going on, what you're working at, how I can help you guys. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.